stop putting too much faith into people who say they're going to give you 5 reasons or 3 reasons or 2 somethings or fucking something. Hey gods, what's up? Welcome back to Here There Be Gods, where we seek to understand and ignore the boundaries of human potential, where we venture out to identify a line that separates us before we ultimately ignore it in order to trespass into the domain of the gods. I'm Mitch, and today I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you should stop putting too much faith into people who say they're going to give you 5 reasons or 3 reasons or 2 somethings or fucking something. Ultimately, it will lead you down a path of information. A lot of it is wrapped up in shit tons of gross, I'm better than you, spiritual rhetoric, and now with AI, there is even more and more of that. Now, that isn't to say that there aren't people out there that are doing the Lord's work or that are doing the best that they can for the universe, or they're following their purpose and they're doing all of these amazing things, because they are many. There are many people out there who are doing beautiful things. They have beautiful gifts and they're sharing it with the world, and they're doing it in their way. I have not posted on this channel for a really long time, and the reason for that is because I came across a group of people where I consider them soul family, so to speak. And I met a lot of different people on this journey. In that time, I found that I needed to let go of a few things that I normally wouldn't let slide. When I tend to do that, I end up facing things internally, which is, why do I even bother? Why am I pushing myself through these things for these people? I know the reason behind it was that I believed we all had the same end goal in mind. You know, create a better world, create a world that is going to be far better than it is now and will exist long after we are gone. That is still my main goal, and I still believe that that is done by embodying certain values and beliefs, and I was seeing less and less embodiment from my peers and from the other people in these like expansive communities of spiritual conscious practitioners, healers, coaches, an attempt to upsell you to more and more things. My instincts were correct immediately. Right from the beginning, I had a feeling that what I was doing was not going to feel good for me. It involved a lot of self-marketing, half-truths, ultimately trying to funnel people into a paywall. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Get your money, make your bread, however you got to do it. But for me, I don't like that. I fucking hate that. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel authentic. And what I've found is that in these communities, they turn around and they justify that it's necessary, that you must do it this way. And in order for you to live the life of your dreams, you must turn around and become comfortable with charging out the ass for your services or your skills or your gift. It is the way of the world these days. It's just how it is. Anything that I've been a part of in the last 12 months was far more successful when I just showed up as myself. I wasn't trying to get anything out of it. I had no major kind of financial incentives or anything. I just showed up because I'm like, I believe in this and it feels good for me. There were times when it was not that great. When I look back, I realized that my instincts are telling me that this is not the right path, and yet I would continue to go down it. And I'm sure that many of you out there have felt this way. However, when I started listening even more to that, following it, making decisions in my everyday life, almost in every minute of every day, whatever my instinct was telling me to do was usually the right thing for me. Even if it didn't seem like the right thing in the moment, within at least 24 hours, it was very apparent that what I did was the right thing. So that's what got me started on trying to understand instinct a little more. And I'm not referring to I want to say the generalized version of instinct. I'm talking about a different kind. The thing that kind of gets the hairs on the back of your neck standing up. That thing, harnessing that. Or just that inner knowing. Right? I have found and heard many, many times that everything we need is within us. And I truly believe that. And for me, I found by taking the name instinct and focusing on that, that allowed me to tap into the everything that I need that is within me. And so what I've been working on is trying to recreate it in a way that it's repeatable for myself, and that there are some actual actionable steps, some tangible things that people can do to tap into that. This came about as I was in an aggressive pursuit of self-mastery. And so I've been working on trying to create a program for that, aggressive self-mastery. And this is the thing. This is what happens. People either have an idea, or they take someone else's idea, or they find something new and they create a package. Eventually there will be an opportunity to work with the person. It's called a CTA, a call to action. Like this video, comment on this, subscribe here, do this, reach out to me, send me this DM and I'll send you this free something or other, which will then lead you down the path to potentially wanting to work with me. I'll invite you. And this is just fucking everywhere. It's all over the place. I mean, I'm gonna do it too. That's the other thing. I will do that. I think the most difficult thing is actually just getting comfortable with it. That is what I found to be probably the most difficult thing. It's not that I don't believe in me. I fucking have 100% faith and belief in my ability to do whatever it is that I decide. It is having people understand that, but without any hidden context. I don't want to be like, let me give you this free thing. Let me just try and pull you in with this free gift and then fucking bait and switch you so that I can be like, oh, by the way, I offer this. I want to be completely clear. I'm going to be fucking offering and selling packages and shit up front. That is going to happen because I value my time and my energy. So I need to be clear on that. But even that, right? When I say that I need to be clear, why? Why the fuck do I? Is it because my ego can't take it that you might think that I'm just like everyone else? Probably. To be honest, I think that's actually it. I ain't like them other girls. It's basically just that, I think, for me. I don't know, fuck it. Maybe the self-awareness is enough. It's a good thing. But the truth is, I know I have fucking lots and lots of shit to offer. I don't know how I'm going to package it right now. I've been told by many people that I can't just run my business, or I can't just create a business and be an entrepreneur based purely off instinct and feelings and like magic. But I've said it before, you can't tell me nothing. I'll fucking do it. I'm going to do it. If you want to be a part of that, I've got a new community I just started. It's called the ARMORY, and it's on SKOOL. And this is the other thing, it's going to be a funnel. I mean, it is a funnel, but it's also like, it's going to be a useful community. So if you want to join that, fuck it. Check it out. I'll put a link in the description. It's a means to an end. I really appreciate anyone who comments and likes and subscribes on my video. Yes, it does give me a fucking massive boost in self-esteem. No, I do not want to have to deal with fucking trolls and shit, you know? I just would like to be as transparent as possible. If you've got any questions or anything, feel free to reach out. Let me know if there's any topics you'd like me to cover. I will be putting together some things in the SKOOL community. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go back to editing videos the way that I used to. I fucking enjoyed watching them. I've heard people say, oh, I hate my old videos. I enjoy them because I like the fucking cutscenes and shit. But, you know, maybe I'll just do these. They seem more time effective. Or at least until I get an editor. Anyway, that's it. So all she wrote. I'm Mitch. Have a great day, night, morning, whatever it is for you. Peace.